There are so many things wrong with my swing right now. If you saw my previous video where I played at Sun Peaks Golf Resort, you will have seen how erratic my game actually is. Despite getting 2 birdies and 5 pars, I still ended up shooting a 19 over 91. Today I have come to Seymour Driving Range in Vancouver to actually spend some time practicing and analysing my swing. With the range closed for renovations in Squamish, I haven't been able to put some intentional practice in. I have identified some key weaknesses in my swing, or at least what I think is happening, and I want to find some solutions using videos from the professional creators on YouTube. Let's start off by explaining what the problems actually are.
I've got this one big pull. A pull, Chris, is where, for a right-handed player, is where everything goes off to the left. Not like a hook, which would be more like this, but a pull is just everything just goes to the left. There's a few things I need to fix for that. Is my takeaway, how the club moves back on my backswing.
For as long as I can remember, I've struggled with the takeaway on my backswing. I believe that I'm pulling it back too much on the inside of where I should be, which puts me into a flat swing plane position at the top, and thus the club comes down on that same plane. I've picked up some alignment sticks to help me visualize this a bit better, focusing on pulling back more on the target line. It should also help me get my hands higher up, which again should help reduce the flat swing plane. And to keep an eye on this, I have my B camera filming what I'm doing. I can play this back in slow motion and hopefully see what's happening. The only problem is that for some reason this Sony won't let me go frame by frame, and it was quite annoying.
Oh, it goes every second, that's stupid.
But I could try and figure solutions to these problems all day. It's time to see if I can find some answers on YouTube. First up is how to fix that flat swing plane.
There's a couple from Peter Finch.
Peter says that when you rotate the club back to a half swing position, the butt of the club should point directly towards the target. Then when you move into the 3/4 position, it should be pointing straight down onto the target line.
I might try and hit one. Oh my God. That went completely straight. Is there anything you can't find on YouTube? Oh my God. The hard thing is trying to practice this. It's very difficult.
Not bad, but I was finding it hard to get these movements into a fluid motion. So I stopped using the ball for a bit and just focused on the actions.
Now it's kind of going to the right, but that's like, I can feel why. It's because my wrists are getting all over the place, Chris.
Looking back at this footage, it's not my wrists that are the problem, it's my hands. I wasn't able to differentiate the feeling between these two. My wrists are likely too tight here, which is why, when I pull the club back, I'm not able to get into that set position that Peter talks about in his videos. You can see this as the butt of the club isn't really pointing to the target. And following this at the 3/4 mark, the club isn't pointing onto that target line either. But all this adds up to something a little bit different than just a flat swing plane. It's actually producing this casting motion down from the top of the swing, which is not only going to give me a bad impact, but it's where I'm going to lose a ton of power on the downswing. And this is only the start. Golf is so complicated. But I was able to see that I wasn't getting the 3/4 position right thanks to my camera, and at the same time uncovering yet another problem. Of course, I'm not going to solve all these issues in 200 balls on the range, but I do think this drill would be good to practice long term, especially if you aren't able to go and get a lesson. It's simple, you can see what you're doing by filming yourself, and if you execute it correctly, it's going to fix the problem of that flat swing plane. Peter Finch has some great advice. Now I need to spend some time figuring out the idiot stick.
If my iron's going good, this is not going good. If this is going good, my iron's not going good. The problem is you actually have to swing this completely differently to how you swing an iron. I mean, let's see if what I've been doing is going to help this. That was awful. That felt terrible. Everything about that was dreadful. So I think one of my problems is literally how I'm addressing the ball. Before we start this, I'm going to go and get some more golf balls. We've already done 130 golf balls today. We need to do more. I'm going to go and get those right meow.
To get back to a single figure handicap, I need to be able to hit my driver way more consistently and also longer off the tee. But out of those two, getting it onto the fairway is far more important. At the top of my problem list today is not getting a solid club face contact, and I believe the improvements can be made before I even try and hit the ball.
So one thing I really want to work on is my setup, how I address the ball. This is because I'm getting up to it and I'm feeling super tense and in tension because I'm tense. And then I think that's where it's starting to go wrong. So we're going to look at Rick's guide for how to set up, and then we're going to go from there.
Rick Shields is the most well-known pro on YouTube, and with good reason. He has a complete swing guide for both irons and drivers, and today I'm going to listen to his advice on proper setup.
I think I'm addressing the ball in the same way as I do my iron. And herein lies the problem. So we're going to take one of my alignment sticks and put it straight down here, even though we have this big line here anyway. So he says, go so, take a tiny step with the left, and then this. Now, this is where I think I've been going wrong, is I think I've been putting my right foot too wide. Oh, Rick Shields says I've still got to keep them shoulder width apart. My hands have got to be below my chin. So what I'm looking for, I need a line from my chin down to my hands. I got to tilt my left shoulder up. And he said, to get that, it's about there. Right hand touching the outside of the knee.
I used one of my alignment sticks for feet position so that my hands are going to be hanging right under my chin as Rick suggests.
Oh my God. You see that? They're in completely straight. Check this out. So the balls, you can see the balls are all wet. See how?
Oh yeah.
It's right. The wet splash is all over the middle of the club face. Oh, it happened again.
Straight away, I felt more balanced and I actually hit the ball out of the middle of the club face.
Try to hit it too hard again. But it feels so much better. I'm definitely hitting it like actually in the middle of the club face. A bit to the right, but I know what I did. I tried to hit it too hard because I got too excited.
And this is a huge problem. I'm trying to hit the golf ball. You'll notice that my backswing is very fast, and that's going to put me in all kinds of trouble.
I think the most important thing for me doing this is that I can feel it coming out more in the middle of the face. Contact is so much better. It's definitely coming right out of the middle of the club face. Before I was hitting it like here, Chris, which is like the heel, it's called. That's the toe, that's the heel. But now it's coming out actually in the middle.
And there was a huge issue that I didn't identify on this day. It's a big factor when trying to hit the ball in the middle of the club face. But did you notice it? Pop your answer in the comments below and I'll tell you if you were correct. This driver setup tutorial by Rick is a must watch if, again, you want to improve your driver contact but aren't able to go and get a full lesson. It gave me a fixed process with how to address the golf ball and as a result made me more relaxed and less tense. I should have got a little more tilt with that left shoulder though. Go and give his whole driver swing series a watch and definitely spend more time practicing it than I have here.
There is another Rick video I've seen, Chris, and we're going to try that. The video is called Best Drill Ever. One of the things I've been doing is that my contact hasn't been great on the ball.
At the point of contact, you should be hitting the ball and then the ground after it. On a lot of the slow motion shots, you can see that most of the time I'm hitting the ground first. This could cause a whole myriad of things to happen with the ball, and this drill is a solution to improving the quality of the ball strike. And it's so simple. In the video, Rick says move the ball a few inches in front of where it should be, then set up your club in the normal position and focus on hitting the golf ball.
I just feel when I follow through doing this, my balance is so much better. It's crazy how effective this drill is. So you're going to set up, 5-iron, ball not quite in the middle here. Just move the ball forward and then we're going to try and hit the ball. Still trying to do the thing in that Peter Finch video. It's feeling a lot better, Chris. Even though this swing is really quite janky right now because I'm trying to do the other thing. There's probably a lot of people watching this video just being like, don't try two things at once.
But I have a video to make about swing drills, so needs must. I found this drill before and it's so good. but without a range to use it on, I've fallen out of practice. There are alternatives like putting a coin or a card just past the ball, but I've found that this one is much easier to use in practice. All of these videos are a fantastic resource for many golfers out there. With what has been going on right now, I actually found it pretty hard to get a lesson booked with anyone. And putting in some time to practice will help my swing over not doing anything about it. But it would be easier to have a friend who knows what they're doing, watch what I'm doing, and work together on putting it into action. Especially on something like the Peter Finch flat swing drill, where what I was feeling was not what I was actually doing. But nothing will improve your game like having some lessons from a solid PGA coach in person. And which drill did I think was my favourite from today?
That drill, for getting my setup right, has definitely been the best one of the day. Like, I've been hitting all of those shots just then, the last 10, all out of the middle of the club face. The difference I can feel, they're going like straight for where I'm aiming. I feel so much more confident on this driver now.
There's so much to work on, and in a couple of videos time, I'll be having my first lesson, which was a true game changer. If you'd like to make sure you catch that video, then hit subscribe so that you won't miss it. And which are your favourite YouTube drill videos? I might give some of them a go. Leave a comment below, and if you enjoyed the video, then tap the like button as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the course.